Well, it's already happened. 11 videos in and I've run out of ideas. So I went to you. In the last video, the Luca Cagnoni video, I pinned a question. I said, what do you guys want to see from me? What kind of breakdowns would you like? Whether it be the Sharks or the NHL as a whole, maybe it's a specific clip that you want to see. And you came out and you answered, and I picked two for today's video. I don't know who Sharktooth 8772 is, but one of their questions, which was fairly long-winded, but I broke it down to just the 5-on-3, asking about the Sharks' success in the 5-on-3 versus the 5-on-4 and what makes a 5-on-3 good. We're going to get into that today because everybody loves offense. We're going to talk about the 5-on-3, how to get pucks through, how to create opportunities, and how to score on probably one of the most advantageous situations, if not the most, in the game of hockey. And the second one that I'm going to layer into there, because that's what I do as an analyst, David Olison 5277. He asked about flash screen strategy and getting pucks through on the power play. So I said, what perfect time to do this when I'm talking 5-on-3s to layer in the flash screen strategy, how to get pucks through to the power play. And this is going to become you asking and me answering some of the NHL's biggest questions, a little mailbag segment for you guys. And let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, on any power play, you got to win the face-off. So good face-off win here. And the setup that you'll see, there's typically two setups. This is a strong side setup. So what that means for fans at home is righties on the right side, lefties on the left side, and then you have a lefty on the bottom, righty on the bottom, and you got your standard net front guy, Alex Wennberg. And what you're trying to do is typically go for up-down one-timers. That's where you're looking. So you're just trying to go up-down one-timers, find a lane, find a hole. Typically that works on a 5-on-3 where the PKers are in more of a triangle setup versus where the top guy, the single human or single PKer, I don't even know where the hell I'm going with this, but the single PKer, this guy is kind of firmly in the middle, and then you'll have 1, 2, 3, just like that. I don't even know. Let's just roll forward. That was embarrassing, but anyway. As we move forward here, you're looking for that up-down one-timer. You can see that Nashville is wary to it. They understand what they're looking for. It's looking to go Macklin to Will, back to Will. Good job by the defender, staying patient, staying in that middle, not overcommitting. Macklin then realizes it, and then watch, he's going to make that call. He's going to say, okay, we're going to go to our second look because the first look didn't work. And the second look is strictly just those bottom guys all stay in the same set, but your top guys will flip into a one-timer position, and it gives you kind of 2 or 3 different looks that you could do. You can either come here, go to the flank, or you can shoot it on net. Klinger's just going to kind of move back and forth. He's looking for it. There's no shot. What happens now, though, is once you go into that one-timer set, a lot of the PKs will end up going into a set like this. So they get their 2 guys high versus their 2 guys low. And when you do that, what that opens up is this down-low play, and then what you want to do is you want to attack the net because you get that 3-on-1 that you want. So as we roll forward, Willie Eklund doesn't realize it at first, goes back up top. Macklin does a great job. Pull this guy off, make this pass. You can see Macklin now in this weak side set. You got that one-timer as well. So you got a lot of options. You can see the defender pointing his stick, telling him to get onto the one-timer spots. It opens up a lot more, I think, especially when you guys got 2 guys coming up high. He makes a move, goes to Willie Eklund. Now, I don't love that play. This is how you want a successful power play. I think they did a good job, the Sharks, of switching into that weak side set. But if we go back here, and I'm Willie Eklund, you got to attack the net here. You got to come here, take it. Joe Pavelski used to do it so well. Sell shot a little bit more. I know you're trying to make a pass across and quickly get it through, but this defender does a great job of playing the middle, playing off of Alex Wennberg, because what you're taught as a defender on a 5-on-3 is you don't want to fight with this guy. You want to stay loose, stay above him, and just kind of, play that 2-on-1, 3-on-1. So he does a good job. That's a mistake by the Sharks. Now they get this puck back And now they do another, they're going into their third set, their third option, which is going to be a high roll. Here comes Will Smith. Macklin's going to slide into that one-timer position. And we're going to see, as you get up higher, because Willie Eklund was a threat and a passing option, this D-man, Brady Shea, is just kind of focused on him a second too long. Macklin sees that he's got space, and what does he do? Get pucks to the net, kids. Take the shot when it's given to you. He piss pumps this. Good job by Alex Wennberg, not allowing the clear, creating a little bit of a battle in front of the net, leads to a goal. So it's all, there's so many little things, and I think you got to adjust in the moment. You know, typically a team will give the power play one set option, and then they kind of go to 2 or 3 options after that as things, you know, play out and work out. So you see him coming up top. You see Macklin there, the sneaky little bugger. His eyes are downrange, downfield. He notices that this D-man should be here in the lane and almost inviting that pass low. He doesn't do it. What happens? Boom, shot, rebound. That's too clean of a look, but great job capitalizing here by the Sharks. Now we're going to a different set. We're back in that weak side set, sorry, but it's going to be a different shooting point. And it's all, you know, establishing the shot from the middle. So Macklin's going to move it back and forth. He looks to slide it across because he recognizes, once again, this is now a little bit different because they're in that weak side set, but you got your 2 guys here, and he should be dead center. He's not. He's a little bit playing off of center. So Macklin does a good job trying to make this pass across because it would just give him so much time. It doesn't work, but now as he comes down, it's all about layers on the penalty kill, right? So layers on the penalty kills, you want guys in 3 layers. That's what I was taught. You always want to have 3 layers of guys there. So you want guys like this. You don't have that. That's when you exploit it. You get it to the top. You get it to the middle. And as a 5-on-3, this is how you make a successful 5-on-3 is you take what you're given, and you can't be afraid to shoot it from the point. You also need guys that can shoot, are confident shooting from the point. And here's the other thing. What a shot. What a goal. You can see everybody's worried about Macklin. John Klingberg decides, hey, I'm going to be a shooter. I'm going to be a shooter here. But answering another question from you, beautiful faithful, one of them was you wanted to talk about the 5-on-3. The other one was flash screens. Here's a perfect example of a flash screen. This is Willie Eklund starting here. As we back this up, let's get it here. Willie Eklund's going to start here, and he's going to shift out of the way, right through the eyes of the goaltender for the Vancouver Canucks. And then also you have our boy, one of the best premier guys in the game at screening goalies on the power play, Alex Wennberg. He decides to be, I'm going to be a bad goalie. I'm going to tie up this D-man. This D-man's making a huge mistake by doing what? Getting tied up with the forward. You got to stay loose. You got to stay above it. Now, you see the flash screen by Eklund. Screen by Wennberg. That goalie has no chance, but that's a great shot. Take what's given to you. Beautiful shot by Johnny Klingberg. And you see that little point there? That point is to Wennberg saying, hey, big dog, way to get that screen, buddy. Hur du ser bara bra. Yeah, I speak Swedish. Get over it. There it is. We're going to see the replay now. Here's it over top. Good job by Will Smith recognizing that there is just so much real estate in the middle. Establish the middle. He goes to John Klingberg, and then we're going to see that flash screen, and we're going to see, keep an eye on Wennberg. Just a great job of being a screen. And look at John Klingberg's eyes. Up the whole way. Boom. Picks his corner. That's a snipe. Now we're going to see a perfect angle from it here. You see this flash screen perfectly. Boom. That is picture perfect, folks. Picture perfect shot. Now we're going to against Pittsburgh. Another San Jose Sharks 5-on-3. They're in that weak side set. Tyler Toffoli now is the righty. He's coming up and down. He's working this with Willie Eklund. Pass from Klingberg to Toffoli. Toffoli comes up. There's a little bit of a shift now. So as we go back, we're going to see this shift. Now this is just a high roll. Toffoli's going to come up. Klinger's going to shift. Eklund's going to shift. Everybody's going to move a little bit. What's that going to do? These guys, these defenders, are now in a triangle position with that top guy being up front. That opens up some shooting lanes if you're a D-man and you just move off center. So right now they should be talking. There should be a shift. There isn't. Klinger takes advantage of this. He sees the space. You could see this guy right here saying, where the hell is my support? I need it. Let's not give it to him. That's just a clear shot. And once again, let's highlight a flash screen. Let's highlight a screen. That's beautifully done. Being a bad goalie. There's the shot. Misses the net. Puck comes right back. At first you don't succeed. Try again. Once again, this PK is going, what the frick is going on? Somebody get out. Somebody get up. Somebody help me out. No, fades off because they're worried about the one-timer. What happens? Johnny's not missing that one. There's your flash screen. Boom, that's a goal. You know, that's just not going to work. This ended up being one of the biggest comebacks in Sharks history. But look at just Wennberg's so big. He's such a bad goalie. It makes Shelovs have to look on this side, really get down, get deep, hard to react, gets down on a knee. And the problem is that they just let him creep in as a PK, letting somebody creep into the top of the circle. But if you're a power play on the 5-on-3 and you can get below the tops of the circle with a clean shot, you got to take it. And he's got so many options. He can slide it across, and then he's got this screen. But this is the one that missed the net. He's going to get it back once again. And then, like I said, when you're giving this big dog a chance right down the middle, this is inside the post. Too much real estate. But we're seeing the flash screen, and we're seeing the screen. Great job. Boom. That's a goal. Now we're going into some other sets, all right? Now that we've touched on flash screens, we're talking on success of some good power plays. This is off the draw. You want to be quick downhill. This is in the umbrella formation now. So you're here. Here's another option. You're in umbrella. Now you're moving. You start this way. Macklin doesn't like it. He takes the middle because they're giving him the middle. There's a little bit of a higher roll. Now they're going to their strong side set. Macklin looks for the pass because what that opens up, what we're going to see here is beautifully done. You start in this set. Willie Eklund is going to flash screen, but as a passer, as a shooter, as a shooting option, as Macklin comes above, and we're going to see it here. So now you're going to see Willie Eklund. Here's a flash screen, gets in the eyes, just enough to make the goaltender for the Vancouver Canucks flinch, and then the pass comes on the way because now they're operating as if we remember, and we're listening, kids at home. They have two guys high, one guy low. So what does that open up? That opens up your bottom below the tops of the circles, forwards. Great job by Macklin, recognizing, boom, that's a goal. Easy peasy, Japanese. We're going to see it from up top again. You see the shift. This is the slide. If he's sliding over like this, this guy's got to start coming around, but it's too late. Not enough time. Wennberg also doing a great job. We're going to see it here. Watch just the screen. This is just enough right here. That's enough. Look at that. Boom. He loses sight of the puck right here. And then he's going to lose sight of the puck right here. And Macklin just waits. See how he's got to shift his head? Puck goes down here. Sorry, I had a good chicken noodle soup. It's delicious, but it's coming out of my pores. Look at this movement down low. Look at the delay. There's the hesitation by the goaltender. That is a flash screen. It can work for a shot or a pass. Great job. Here's another one. They're in that weak side threat. Weak side shot. Klinger looks for the shot. Doesn't like it. Goes down low. Resets because got two guys high, three guys low. They go reset. He gets his puck back. And now this is something we used to operate with Dan Boyle in San Jose way back in the day. This is, if you're not going to shoot it, it's a quick pass. Klinger makes this pass across. And then what is he going to do? He follows it up to just get in the middle. Instead of staying here, instead of staying in this lane where it would be a block shot, he just moves inside to the middle. Just moves in to the honey hole. Call that the honey hole, Winnie the Pooh hole. And he gets his puck back just enough, just to shift enough into the honey hole outside of the traffic, and absolutely fires a freaking bomb. We're going to see this once again. You're going to see him shift. He passes and moves towards the middle. There's the shift to the middle. Boom. Sets it up. Great shot, great finish. Now we got Macklin up top off a face-off. Again, all of these start with a face-off win. 5-on-3s, power plays are important to win a draw. But again, these are how you are successful on the power play. These are all examples of being successful. But I'm also showing you options that if you aren't reading on the fly and understanding that, once again, you have two guys up high. So where are you going with it? You got to move it down low. Make them shift down. Now that they shifted, boom, you're looking for a shot. It's not there. They're in this strong side formation. Watch Klinger move. Again, he tries to find the middle. You try to find the handoff point. Because here, he has to go to here, and then he hands off to this guy, Will Carlson, to come into the middle. That's just the way. It's a little handoff in the middle, but there's ever so slight space to get a shot off. Tries to get the shot, bounces around. It's going to go back to Macklin now. Good job. And then watch Macklin come up top. They're back in their weak side threat. Look at him staring. He has the shot if he wants. Has it, but moves it right over to Mac because this guy has now shifted low. There's space here. And what did I tell you about getting to the tops of the circles, below the tops of the circles on the 5-on-3? You compress, you compact the 5-on-3. You gain space. Watch Macklin now. Boom, he looks for that shot. Little pump fake, the Cole Caulfield. Now, lastly is attacking downhill. We talked about it. Anytime there's a little bit of a misplay, these guys are outside the dots. What do you want to do? As a D-man, you want to get here. Don't let them get reset. You're going to get here. You're going to hold. You're going to hold. You have your screen net front, making this guy just delay half a second. The D-man gets a great block. But then the importance of the net front guy, Alex Wennberg, being strong on sticks, cleaning up that rebound, tucking it into the back of the net. Justin, tuck. Right here, shot. And then I can just show you this quickly. This is how you freeze the goalie. I like this. Attack, freeze him. Got your screen in front. And then I love here, not getting too low, but staying just high enough. Call it the Joe Pavelski spot. Getting the shot, good block, rebound, goal. Love that. Be strong on your stick, kids. Net front, 2 hands. And that's the 5-on-3. Well, there you have it. The first of the mailbag questions answered. Thank you to David Olison 5277 and Sharktooth 8772 for your great questions. I think it turned into an amazing video for you fans. If you enjoyed this, smash the like button, please subscribe, and throw some more stuff in the comments. I'll try to get to as much as I can. Bear with me as we build this and we head to the freaking stratosphere, because I'm not leaving. That's the bite.